Tales of Amestralia, the War of the Madosian Peninsula. The Nuran tribe. The Nuran tribe is the second friendliest tribe in the Madosian savannah, but still very isolated compared to the Vashan tribe. A major difference between the Nuran is the minimal difference in physical size that the men and women of the tribe have. While in other tribes the average size of men is 70 inches, and the average size of women is 65 inches, as is common in most peoples, the average size of the Nuranian man is 72 inches, while that of women is 70 inches. So the Nuran woman is on average as large as most men in the world. This detail in the size of the Nuran is not isolated. There are other groups where the difference in size and physical shape is almost non-existent, and there are even cases where women are larger than men, such as the Nika folk in the Northlands. With the issue of similar size and physical shape, it is not uncommon for the Nuran to have a female leader, as in addition to their similar size, the women of the tribe tend to have magical attributes that allow them to manipulate animals and even possess them, something that does not happen on the masculine side. Some scholars suggest that the tribe's female genetics were influenced by the descendants of the Kvinfrenes, 5 female magicians of Onkayan origin, who left for the Shadowlands around the year 3E 600 to find magical secrets and try to talk to the dragons and learn their magic. The story goes that they returned 60 years later, with almost twice the size and with deformed proportions, but with their level of magic much higher, and with the ability to change shape, where they could transform into animals and other previously unknown beasts. Stories say that many men slept with them, in order to have in their lineage the power to change shape, and they managed to do so, with the regrets that their male descendants were not born, and the female ones were born with certain deformations and grew a lot, something around 90 inches in size. So only the female descendants possess this magical power inherited by the Kvinfrenes. I personally don't give much credibility to this story. This tale is very old and originated somewhere between the years 3E 900 and 3E 1000. Over the centuries, many people crossed the border into the Shadowlands and did not come back gigantic and deformed. Not even those who actually encountered giants in Igdvel, or those who sighted the mythical Black Gulf where the air smells of death and terror. People with the description of the Kvinfrenes may have existed, but their deformed forms probably have another explanation. And regarding the fact that they were giants, there is the fact that some giants came to the east at the time of the Great Exodus. These women could be giants or semi-giants that existed at the time. Regarding the death of male descendants, I believe that as giants and humans are 2 distinct races, the mixing of the blood of both did not allow a male embryo to survive. Returning to the Nuran tribe, whether or not they were influenced by giants or magicians of antiquity, the explanation that members of the tribe give is that in the past the matriarchs of the tribe had a lot of trouble giving birth to male children, and for this reason they began to practice sorcery to have more male children. During a time of conflict, the priority went from having sons to having stronger warriors, and then from having stronger warriors to having stronger female daughters. With this, over a century, around 90% of the Nuran population was made up of women, and they were generally bigger and stronger than the remaining 10% of the male population. As the women of the tribe began to assume the male role, to the point of guaranteeing the survival of the tribe, the matriarchs left witchcraft aside. As half a century passed, the number of men born increased, but never reached the common level of 50%. Even today this scale is still 40%. For this reason, Nuranian women are so big and so strong, and the tribe in general has this culture, where 1/3 of the women end up becoming warriors. Even those who have children end up continuing to follow the path of the warrior. Having told all of this, the Nuran tribe is one of the weakest tribes in the Madosian savannah, having had a single golden age that was quickly ended by Clock Rajar of the Vashan, so the Nuran tribe ends up being hardly feared. But this weakness is due to the fact of the lower birth rate, which generates a smaller number of warriors. The Vashan and Zargwil always had greater numbers, and the Sijkin, being unscrupulous cannibals, made them more dangerous than the Nuran. A factor that also leads the Nuran to be very reclusive is the fact that many slavers try to kidnap women from this tribe to sell in the cities, either for forced coitus or to fight in arenas to the death, thus making the members of the tribe not communicate very frequently with people beyond Sabaroku, this being the name given by the Nuran to the Madosian savanna, meaning dry desert. Regarding the time when the Nuran arrived in the Madosian savanna, it is stipulated that it was between 3e 2800 and 3e 2850, and according to them they always had a tribal culture, never mentioning a homeland. The Nuran have 4 long-worn light fabric clothes, almost always in white and gold colors. Just like the Zargwil, they all tend to have long hair. However, the Nuran's skin color is a little lighter than that of the other tribes.